Now, attacks on the judiciary by politicians following the Supreme Court ruling nullifying the presidential election got a bare-knuckle response. The Judicial Service Commission is daring leaders unhappy with the judiciary to abolish it. And as Rita Tinina reports, Chief Justice David Maraga says the judiciary is ready to pay the ultimate price to protect the Constitution, even as it accused Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet of failing to beef up security for the judges.
For more than 5 hours, the Judicial Service Commission met at the Supreme Court building. When they emerged, they did so with guns blazing.
We will not allow anybody to dictate to us how to discharge our mandate as given by the people of Kenya under the Constitution.
Since the 1st of September Supreme Court ruling that nullified the presidential election, the highest court in the land has come under verbal attacks from politicians and faced street protests over its decision. Chief Justice David Maraga is daring politicians to put up with the judiciary or get rid of it.
If leaders are tired of having a strong and independent judiciary, they should call a referendum and abolish it altogether.
Justice Maraga, who is the chairman of the Judicial Service Commission, says attacks on the judiciary are meant to cow and intimidate the judiciary and individual judges. But he says the judiciary will do all it takes to protect the Constitution.
On our part, we are prepared to pay the ultimate price to protect the Constitution and the rule of law.
With that rather rare resolution, Justice Maraga is warning those making what he terms as inciting remarks against judges.
Even if anything happens to the individual judges, staff, or their families, those making these inciting statements will be held personally responsible.
The JSC is accusing Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet of failing to beef up security for judges despite requests to do so.
The Judicial Service Commission notes with dismay that the Inspector General of Police, who is expected to provide security to all government facilities, has repeatedly ignored calls to act, exposing judicial officers, property and litigants to danger.
The JSC meeting came a day after Derrick Malikangumu filed petitions against Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu and Supreme Court Judge Justice Isaac Lenaola over breach of the Judicial Code of Conduct for allegedly being in touch with NASA officials through telephone calls and physical meetings during the petition proceedings. Justice Maraga is also facing a petition by Nyeri Town MP Ngunjiri Wambugu over gross misconduct. JSC Secretary Anna Madi acknowledged receipt of the petitions. In one of the most hard-hitting statements by Chief Justice David Maraga, the judiciary is out to assert its independence with continued attacks, putting Supreme Court judges under siege. Rita Tinina, KTN News.